cell's dead. Oh. Oh dear. Hi. Who's that one? Hi, Anthony. Oh wait. Whoa. No, I didn't make a sandwich. I went to Sainsbury's. That's classed as making a sandwich, then yeah I did. But no, I went to Sainsbury's. Ridiculous Day is one of them. Just under 3 years now. Well, hang on, I'm trying to prop you up because I'm trying to eat. Alright, that fucking works! No bed! Bear with me. I am just trying to prop you up because I've got no way of holding the camera. Well, I should have started at 3:10. City were at home. Whatever the score was. So I got in, I set off early, got in. I got swapped duties because someone decided they wanted to be sick, so to give them more time to sort out the duty, swapped me. So then I ended up on his duty, due out straight away. So 76s, they're nice, they're easy. I've seen some of the chat. And then on my last 76, which is the one that would have hit the traffic for the City game, I had a wonderful young lad on. Presented his Scholars Pass. What? Can't show you properly because it is a child. I can see from a distance if I cover that and that. I now have his Scholars Pass. The Scholars Pass is a free bus pass that the schools give out. The problem is they don't give out photocopied ones. And ones that are black and white and at a angle. So I had an argument with him, then I was the world's worst bus driver because his mother would be devastated because the bus driver's taken his pass off him. So I had to deal with them. But what they don't get is the more people do that, the more fraud that go on and the higher the fares go. Doesn't work, does it? Eh? And then I've just found every idiot in the planet, and there's one idiot in Manchester you can't miss, and he's the one that goes, Chelsea! And he's a fucking football fanatic, muppet, drunk knob, is the only way to describe him. And he managed, he's going Fallowfield, I know that, and I picked him up in Trafford Bar. He made it 2 stops, and then I slung him off. So, needless to say, he's got a long walk. I should have one hell of a lot of bus journeys. Now, let's have a look. Once I've had this, I'll pick it up. Yeah, I swear like a trooper. Yeah, the instructions for the 206 diversion. Ace. I've been down that road on the B10. It is tight as anything. It is ace. And what was that from Grimsby? Cheers, mate. So yeah, I've just managed to find every idiot. But I do have these, as the patrons are aware, and certain other people are aware. And I'm just sorting out, getting them out. Got 50 of these. 2 passengers on your bus, yeah. But you just learn to ignore it. Best you can. Oh, and then there are 2 youths that wanted to get on. One with a child's ticket with an IGO, and one that wanted a child's ticket but didn't have an IGO. So what they did was they swapped tickets. So the one that didn't have a ticket without an IGO tried to pay. But it weren't happening. Evening. Yeah, the diversions, they say, never make sense without a map. I haven't looked at it because I weren't on it. I just know it was a thread of a needle. It's one thing that when CFTM do diversions, they're not the best at it. Not the best. Their instructions sometimes can be a load of gobbledygook. And what you have in the depot is also drawing on the wall with the piece of paper our version of the diversion, so we understand it. So like at the moment the 250's on diversion. So rather than all them that gobbledygook that they send, you know, turn right onto Cheltenham Road, left onto City Road and all that, we just do 256 route. And that's how we do it. It's not tiring doing night shifts. If you do them all the time. Shut up! You can do that, but you don't answer my call. Shut up. Anyway, where was I? No, it's not. I do night shifts all the time. So it's not to me, because I do permanent lates. It's no issue to me. If you're bouncing up and down, it can be. I finish at 3 AM. I've got 3 trips on a 143. But they've changed the ticket machines now, which is, it's really good actually. Before we used to have to put like 142 or 143N to signal it's a night service. Now it does it automatically. It's great. So no more mistakes. Oh, and then to top the day off, I went the wrong way on a 15. Not 24, I started at 3. Bus operation on a Friday and Saturday night is 24 hours. Sharston Garage is open 24/7, 365 days a year. That's the busy garage. Yeah, when I got to, on the 15, when I got to Stretford, I did a 256 by mistake. As soon as I turned the corner, I went, oh, shh. Then you start planning where you're going to turn round, and then the first turning spot, at Stretford, after you turn, is a no U-turn. Well, what I figured was that because I weren't actually doing a U-turn, it's going to be a 3-point turn. They're different. So I turned there. And oh yeah, at a breakdown at Stret. Stuck at a breakdown. Oh, street light. What a surprise. Alright. 29 people's near the max I've ever had. So once I finish this and add my crest, I'll pick yous up. So yeah, it's been an eventful night for me. JD Kavanagh. I like that name. It's my mum's surname, that. No. I'm not finished. And my mate went to Ireland. Where he stayed in Ireland, he said it was great. There's only like, there's 3 buses a day. And that was it. About the rephrase that, about the rubbishness of my day. I'm finding every idiot this side of Manchester. And I'm now on my break before my all-nighter because I don't want to give my bus back. I own one. Or do you mean Stagecoach? If you're lucky. Depends who's your recovery agent. Yeah, it was about a year ago we went. It was a bit strange. I'm doing 143s. I am working tomorrow. Yeah, the bendy buses are good. You want to speak to Busdriverjonny then? Yeah, but at least you get to ride in a tow truck. And are you being paid? If you're being paid, it's ace. I always love being on a breakdown and being paid. Try and break down as furthest away from the depot as possible. I know. Right. Let's clear this up. I work for Stagecoach. I drive Stagecoach buses for work. They pay me to drive the buses. I own my own bus, which is preserved, and we doing it up and taking it to shows, which I am working at arranging at the moment. I'm from Bolton. Hiya. Do you like to single-decker buses withdrawn for... See, overtime, you sat there, feet up going, oh yeah! What do you like to do when you're on break? Nothing. Nothing. I tend to go speak to Chris in the depot. If I'm in the depot, I'll go up to Chris. 150 day, 1 tomorrow. Oh yeah, I was meaning to do a video on all them changes, but I was ill, and when I set up to do the video, I decided I weren't going to do it. Yeah. Hey mate, research. Thank you. Much appreciated. Hi. What was it? Hang on. Wasn't that great? The heating wasn't on. There's that many conversations going on. Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, I missed the first part of that. Yeah. I just break buses on motorways. We have in Manchester. Hello, yeah, your horn works. And that's a green traffic light, well done. In Manchester we have Middleton, Hyde Road, Stockport, Sharston, and that's it. You could count Wigan, but Wigan do go under their own kind of thing. What depots? I've not got off on the list. It's not ours because we've not been route trained. I think it's Shaun. I think Oliver was on about the 150 the other day. Ashton, Shaun, Stockport, Hyde Road. My YouTube channel originally was for my model railways, but then I thought I'd give it a go and see if people wanted to watch me drive around Manchester, and that's how that started. And then eventually I got pulled in the office for it, and then they agreed that I could do it under certain rules and all that rubbish. I don't tend to love buses. I'm not a keen bus spotter. I do like historic stuff and that, but I'm not that keen at the bus spotting. But I do enjoy working on my own and making it back to where it should be. What's your thoughts on first buses? Well, conveniently, if you can see out the window, there's one part there. They are rubbish. They're trying to pull out on Manchester, and we all know it. Stockport's best depot. I don't bloody think so. I don't think so. Hyde Road is the premier depot. My bus is registered in 2000. How it's still got V-Reg, I don't know. V-Reg is 1999. So you can do the maths. It's now 20 years old. Can you do another video when you driving your... I can't do them sort of videos when... Right. I can't do live streaming in that sort whilst I'm driving a company vehicle because... A, I need my phone. B, it has to be in the cab. And that's not allowed, unfortunately. When I'm on my own vehicle, I can do what I want as long as I drive within the law. I am doing a video tonight. I'm doing another... well, I'm doing a video tonight. I'm doing a time-lapse, I think, tonight. I'm not too sure. But yeah, I am doing one tonight. Sounds like you've first... Yeah, first are selling out slowly here. Definitely. Right. And how... Can you say a sentence without that in it? You got your own bus, the B10, and did you buy it, Robert? I bought it from eBay, from John Dick's Travel. There is information on this. It is available. I'm catching up with the chat, don't worry. What bus am I driving? I'm driving an MMC. I'm driving 10474, I think it is tonight. I think Arriva buses are better than... That's the personal opinion. Never worked for Arriva. Never really been on an Arriva bus, so I can't really comment on that. I mainly do the express routes at my depot, but in recent changes to our local services, it's always confusing. Is the 143? Yes. All 143, 142 are shared out between Shaun and Hyde Road to even the workload out a bit, because if you tried to get bus drivers to drive up and down Winslow Road all day through rush hour, they would tell you to go get stuffed. So they share it out. And then the 147 is primarily only run by Hyde Road. How often? I have not done one in God knows. I can't remember the last time I did a total 6. I've not drove a President yet. I'd love to though. And I work for first and don't like them too much. Fair enough. Yes, 1040. Yeah, it is the one with the loud handbrake. I play with it as I go down the road. It's funny. Since first sold out down here, it's just Stagecoach and Go Ahead Plymouth City Bus. I'm all in favour of the council bus services if they can run them properly. It's just all that case of if they can run them properly. And MCT though down here up here now, they're doing very well, to be honest with you. They've got quite a few demonstrators and other bits and pieces, and they've got quite a bit. Why are buses late sometimes? Because we have to wait for passengers. If we didn't have to wait for passengers, then we won't have to. But no, honestly, no. In Manchester, those that live and work in Manchester, you'll know what the traffic is like here. You know, you only have to have one car broken down, and that is it. Closed Manchester. It is hell down here at the moment. So main of it is traffic related, unfortunately. Yes, we get grumpy, of course we do. I have been on, today, I've been on, I've done a 15, part of one, I was late meal break. Oh, 76, and then I did a 250. We had 2 routes, 70. Oh no, that's just ridiculous. I mean, when they changed the X57 to the 42B, that caused confusion. But that is ridiculous. No, we don't drive it. I don't drive any of the coaches. I do have a tachograph, but I don't. If I drive on my tachograph, then I've got to apply by EU rules for so long before I can go back onto domestics. But it is something I do want to do in the future. Yeah, but they used to say that like about the Tridents, and I love the Tridents. Hello, Jordan Move. Will the X50 carry on after? I'm not too sure, to be honest with you. The X50 is one of them things that none of us really know what's going to come of that, because it's nice the way it goes now. But it's not that much quicker than the 250, depending on traffic. If the traffic is hell, then you're better off walking. But it's not that much quicker at night. It's not that much, and the 250 is not that much slower. After the Metrolink's built, I don't know whether it's gonna make our numbers lower on them routes or what. I'm not too sure. But I do think it's going to go back to around the War Museum and stuff like that. But I'm not 100% sure. They may reroute the 250 to do that sort of stuff. I prefer longer routes. Definitely. We had a bus in Wigan. Yeah, the 630 and it got renumbered to the 1. Yeah. When they renumbered them routes, they all appeared in our ticket machines. And we are... And me went 1 to 6. What on earth's going on here? Do you drive? We only drive hybrids down here. We are getting some electrics, but we've only got hybrids at the moment, unfortunately. See, everyone's president tried it. Everyone's different. Have you ever heard of Bolden? No, I've not. Well, then them shouting should have cancelled out the rattling. Week 3 training with a well, what are you doing in your training? How about that? What are you doing in your training? Because Arriva will train slightly different to Stagecoach and First. They all train in their own way. Do I get a lot of knobheads on the... Oh dear. Not really. They tend to be drunk, so they tend to be quite placid. If you tell them to shut up, they tend to shut up. Or get off the bus. If they go, oh, they'll be, no, I want Fellowfield. You go, well, this is Fellowfield. We're nowhere near Fellowfield. This is Fellowfield, okay. And they'll get off. It's great. Alright, Cal. I've got a Patreon message for you later on. Do you like 10.4? No, it's an MMC. They're sluggish off the mark. I hate buses which make so much noise. Yeah, the MMCs are quite noisy inside because they've got an extraction fan rather than a pollen filter, which is a downside. Right. Past is theory, hazard and case studies, module 4. Module 4 and driving test. So are you studying for your module 4 or driving test now? Either one, driving is easy. The way we got taught to drive is when you're turning, you wait for your shoulder. Once your shoulder passes, then you can start turning. Keep the paint between the curb and your bus. And all I can say is I had a few cases where when I first drove the bus, the instructor had to jump in with the brake because the brakes are different, as you will well know. And one instance where I wasn't shuffling the wheel because you have to shuffle the wheel. You have to be, you have to shuffle the wheel, and I wasn't shuffling quick enough. But because I don't fight it, they just grabbed the wheel, and that was that. No, I've never heard of a company called that. Want to drive an MMC? You're not missing out. Well, I say you're not missing out. The range is so different. Like our 10.6s are so much better than our 10.4s. So the range is so dramatic on them. And Gold Goodwins, I know a friend that works for Gold Goodwins. Theirs are so different as well. It's a different spec. So yes, I did nick the naughty bus destination off hours and put that on mine. Makes everyone smile. It's always great when you drive down the road and you see them smiling. Shut up! Supposed to have covered that. Bit late for that, but never mind. Radio's been quiet all night, and now they're kicking off now. Tell everyone to get off, and if they fail, they can hold both. Yeah, just don't find your instructor. That's all I could say. Take your time. Don't get frustrated if you're getting it wrong. Watch if you've got other trainees on your vehicle, watch them drive as well. You do pick a lot up from watching them drive, and from working out what their mistakes are, you can work out how to improve yourself. But once you've got the basics, it's piss easy. Driving the 15 the other day, forgot to turn right onto King's Road. Now that was, yeah, because you can't really 3-point the turn there. See, I was coming into town, and when I got to Stretford, I turned left down Chester Road. So I just did a around the island and called that done because it's late, so the road was quiet. Is Will still going to appear in videos? Yes, I have got a few Will videos, but because those that have paid attention, the banners are changed. I'm now so far ahead of videos, it's stupid. So we're a bit down. Are all are all your buses diesels? Most of them. Obviously the hybrids are diesel electric, but yeah, Manchester, most of them are diesels. Thanks for the advice. Any advice? Mod 4 tips. Wow, Mod 4 was hard. There's a lot to remember, but he's only going to ask you 4 questions. So if you're lucky, you'll get all 4 questions you know. A lot of the time, it's best to subcategorize them, maybe. So like all the fire ones together, because even if you mention extra things, they're not going to knock you down for extra things as long as you mention everything you need to mention. I have obviously done that Mod 4 video, although it's not the best. I've still not even started work on that yet. Yeah, that's not the best one, but maybe have a look there for the Mod 4 video, see if that helps you. But if you search PSV Mod 4 test, all the answers and that are all there, as I'm sure Reaver will give you them anyway. Yeah, there's all I can say to that is study, mate, because you just got to know them. Always remember you're driving a coach, not a bus, so you must remember to mention all coach things as well as bus things, which makes it a little bit harder. Oh, they're in Ireland, they're one of the biggest. Ah, okay. That was for overtime. Is it true Shaun can't keep drivers and Morocco? I can't answer that. And yeah, I can't answer that. I can't say yes or no to that at all. And you can't really ask me questions like that, because I'll be shot at dawn if I answer questions like that. Difference between the 250 and X50. The X50 is an express. The 250 goes a slightly different route. So whereas the 250 goes all the way through Trafford Park, the X50 goes up Chester Road at the moment and cuts across at Kellogg's and then follows the 250. It's about 10 minutes difference, that's it. No, the Mod 4 is one of the ones I struggled with the most. Because, like I said, Mod 4 is, you've got to know the answers. You've got to know that in the event of a fire, you've got to do it in this order, and you've got to mention it in this order. Otherwise, you get knocked down a mark. There is ways around it, like if you forget a step, you can go, well, before this, I'd do that. Then he might not, or she might not knock you down. But it all depends how tight the examiner is. Oh, I've got pins and needles now. But yeah, so that's all I can say to that, is just study. It is difficult, the Mod 4. It's the hardest part, I think, of the tests. ZF. Much nicer. I think that radio in your cab does your heading in. Yeah, the cab radios, when it's quiet, it's lovely. When you need it, it's nice. But with this, our radios that we have here, we can't turn up or turn down. So unfortunately, that's quite a loud radio. So it gets quite annoying. So yeah, that can get annoying, the radio in these, but you tend to ignore it after a while. If it's going all the time, then you ignore it, but there's a few times when it'd be dead quiet. You forget you've got your radio there, and it's switched up to full, because some idiot decides that full is the right answer. You'd be sat there driving, minding your own business. Next minute, you've shat your pants because they started talking and there was no beep, and it's at full volume. You're like, what the? It's, yeah. Yes, do check it out. It is there. I am going to redo it, and it is going to be done really well, properly. But that's obviously going to take a lot more time. I need it to stop raining for more than 5 minutes. And a bit more warm, because I ain't doing it when I'm freezing my ass off, quite frankly. We have some Trident 2s transferring to us soon. Well, the Trident 2 is the old Enviro, which we have. The rattle, squeak, knock. They're not that bad. Depends on how they've been looked after and what the engine goes like. Like, again, the Trident 2s, our Trident 2s, there's such a massive difference, because you've got 19.116, which goes like stomp, to 168 that goes like stomp, and then you get 502 that's quite slow. You know, it can be so different. Examiners here at first are quite, yeah, they were when I did mine. Yeah, stop winding it in. We're going to have analog too, and they can turn it down. It's really annoying. Why do buses pull out in front of cars? Right, this one is something that in some of our videos you will have picked up on. Some of you will. When we're pulling out bus stops, we're not straight. So we do have to edge round to be able to pull out so we can see down the road in the mirror. Unfortunately, sometimes, yes, some bus drivers do pull out in front of cars, but other times it can be just a case of we've thought we've got enough room, or we've just misjudged it. But a lot of the time it can be just us edging to be able to see clearly down the road. A lot of people do mistake this for us trying to pull out on them. No, it's raining. I'll get wet. My phone's already whinged at me once for getting wet. Yeah, of course, drivers get on their tits. Not 5, no. I know, I'm going for 6.5. I had 5 or 2 from the front part. Yes, Graham went to Liverpool and he had the radio messages on the ticket machine. He preferred that system than what we've got here. Might look at going out. I'm trying to charge my phone at the same time, you see, because my battery bank is a bit fucked as well. It is raining. I ain't staying out here. It is like cold and how long do you have at your terminus? I have an hour and 15 minutes because I'm on my break. I'm between my 2 shifts, so I have quite a while. Yeah, hiya Anya. Is that how you say your name? Hiya Lord Leo Monitor. Can't we all pick easy names? Please. Ooh. Someone's had some nice fruit. Yes, that is We Love Manchester on the front of the bus. We do have it programmed as a standard program. So it will scroll We Love Manchester and Sorry Not in Service. Well, no, it doesn't anymore. It scrolls Not in Service now. Oh no, yeah, Sorry Not in Service. Can show you on here. Open the door, spin the camera around. So that's what's on the front of the bus. If I might be able to zoom, actually do it. I'm on 10.4 something or other. 7.4. How long? I'll call you Dan. Alright. Hi Dan. How long have you got left in your break? Well, I'm due out at midnight. Out of town. And it's 23:32, so I've still got half an hour. But obviously I'm not going to stay in here for half an hour because my phone battery will die. And I've got to be around there for 10 past. No, I'm not. I'm at the 15:15. I'm at the 5 past. There we met. There we met. Let's have a look. Yes, I'm the 15:15. I am. I am the 15:15. Midnight, 1:15, 1:15. Favourite route, Stagecoach Manchester, do. What's your favourite route that Stagecoach Manchester do, but not I don't know because I don't drive them, do I? I quite enjoyed the 43 though, but I think that was just a nice change. I love you, thank you, much appreciated, it really is. I finish at 10 tonight, and the message from the machine is a lot nicer, just a little beep to notify you. Yeah, ours is. Doodle. Hydro group call, hydro group call. I like long breaks as they're pretty decent if total driving time's over 10 hours for the day. Yeah, well, because we do our domestics, we can't do, it's 10 hours, but it's, yeah. Won't go there. Hi, okay. Hi, George. I'm okay. feeling better now. I've feeling a bit better now. I've come back to work, but yeah, still not right. Oh, someone's had a banana. Yeah, it's one of them things. I do have it's just a long break between the two, that's all. It's a bit of a thing. I was sick to death of working in a shop. That's how I became a bus driver. I was just working in a shop, got my licence, and then decided I'd do this instead. Applied for Stagecoach, passed all the tests after 3 times, and then did it. I got an extra hour break. Yeah, that works. Oh, he's just nearly pulled out on him. Because he's a muppet that thinks he's well hard in his Ford Focus. Never mind. I got an extra... Yeah, other drivers will get on the tits. If you mean other bus drivers, then yes, that's the same as well. They will as well. Have got a few ideas as well coming up. I did a video this morning on my way into work. To be an extra one. So at the end of this month, you guys are going to get an absolute pasting of videos. And anyone that's in Manchester, don't believe everything the MAN says. I was sick to death of working at Middlehall customer service desk before becoming a bus driver. Yeah, I was just sick of looking at the same 4 walls. See your bus, what you going to do with it, the B10. That is going, it's being preserved. Well, it's been preserved. It's going to be done up. We are retrofitting a few things on the inside to make them easier for maintenance wise and easier for what we want it for, which is to film videos with. And then when the funds are available, it's going to be painted by hopefully Town and District back into National Express Dundee colours, red and white. And at some point it will go up to Scotland, whether it will be in its correct colours or still blue, I'm not too sure. I'm hoping to try and get up sometime this year, but I'm not too sure when, but that'll be quite interesting. Why do some bus drivers look grumpy sometimes? Because the job can get on your nerves, just like any job can. It can just get on your nerves, dumb questions, and it all just can get on your nerves after a while. Why do bus drivers do changeovers? I've done a video on this, but I've not posted it yet. Because sometimes it's easier to change drivers out on the road than it is to bring the bus back to the depot to change. Because every bus that travels back to the depot to change drivers is dead mileage. Mileage where the bus doesn't make any money. So, like on Hyde Road where you can, it's a lot easier and a lot cheaper to do a changeover, give the bus a few extra minutes, do a changeover outside the depot, and then you don't have to inconvenience bringing the bus in to take one back out. And obviously certain areas like the X50, they do taxi cars down at Deansgate, 76 does. It's just sometimes easier than bringing the buses back. Is 5:30 Manchester attack theme? Do you mean the We Love Manchester We're one? The big green one? If so, yes. Yeah, that's it. Shift starts, breaks, shift ends. It's easier. It's sometimes just easier. I can't be on the road all day. Hello, the bus crew. Did anyone catch? Was it Anton's stream or someone's stream earlier? I know they did some live stream or some description earlier on. We're having a chat group, but I don't follow it that much. I think there was a Skype thing or something, was there? I don't know. Don't pay that much attention to it. Not that fussed. The MAN has done. Hang on. Well, we operate into Trafford Centre because none of our routes originate there. Just a minor technicality there. But it's 250, X50, 23, 23A. I think that's it. I think. Yeah, no one's on a bus long enough to need a toilet. Driver maybe, but yeah. Yeah, and it would stink. Yeah, and 150 from tomorrow as well. Make sure you pack your sleeping bag and your towel. Yeah, 25. See, the thing is, when you don't drive them, you don't tend to pay that much attention. Coaches do, yeah. Long distance coaches tend to. They use a special thing, so it's like soaks it up. And it's flushed away as a chemical. Something like that, anyway. It's a bit more complex, no doubt, than that. But that is the basics behind it. Is you pee into a chemical, the chemical gels it, and then they flush it away when it gets to a depot. That's it, septic tank. That was the word I was looking for. Although I'm pretty much sure if you still have a shit into a septic tank, it's still going to smell. Just lowering the tone a bit there. Oh. So, any more questions that I can actually answer? Or try my best to answer anyway. Normal Enviro 400 any day. It shifts. The only advantage to the MMCs is they don't break themselves when they go on the motorway for any length of time. That's the only difference. I think I did on a taxi. I was at a 200. Not too sure. I've not driven many single deckers. Oh, money. I think I have. I'm not too sure. Does Hyde Road? No, we don't have any solos. We only have them when we're repairing them for people. How many days have you done / got in a row? Well, if I weren't off sick, it'd be Friday to Friday 9, I think it is. Do you hate any bus drivers? There's a few. Hi mate, how are you doing? The bus network, the bus crew. Do you like any Enviro 200s? Again, don't really think I've driven them. I'm trying to remember which. I drove a single deck on a taxi, but I can't remember what single deck it was. Yeah, we're different. Every one of our fleet is a decker. What happens if a customer gets home with a smart card but doesn't work on the machine? Well, it works in the simple form of if the card is not snapped and it is registering actually on the machine, we can check what is on the card to make sure there's not been an error. We can check the receipt is matched to the card. If it's not, then it's up to the driver's discretion, but 9 times out of 10 they'll have to pay a fare because it's their mistake. If they snap the card, that's their mistake, their issue, their problem, so to speak. Most will let them on. Some will make them pay, etc. But yeah, it's just down to, depends what the fault is. Sometimes it can be a genuine fault where you can see it's a genuine issue, so you just gotta let it go. But the receipt is never a valid ticket for travel. If you've got a smart card, you must use the smart card. We can only collect the money from the smart card, because the way it works is when you pay your £16, it all goes into a pot, and every time one's scanned, each depot gets so much from that pot towards that card going on. Yeah, I used to do them long stints. I've stopped doing them now. I think in the past, I think it was an E300, but I'm not too sure. Yeah, if it's the last bus, you let them on. You never leave anyone stranded if you can't help it. Unless they're being a right utter so-and-so with you, then I'm quite happy to leave them stranded. I've only ever ridden on one every now and again, never driven one, so I can't really have an opinion on the Volvo Gemini 2. Yes, they do. Again, you just ignore it. You get used to it. It's just background noise. Don't mind if there's only one person doing it, but when you've got like 2 or 3 people with 3 different songs playing, then it gets quite annoying. Do you mean the slow off the mark, the Enviro 200 mmcs? If you mean slow off the mark, then yes, these are slow off the mark. It's a coach gearbox that's in it, and unfortunately you can put an entire gearbox in the gap. Yeah, exactly. We allow receipts as long as they match the cards, and as long as the card has not been used by somebody else. So it all depends on the situation. Every situation is different. Yeah, it all depends on the situation. And I finish at 3 AM. How about groups of teenagers with stupid speakers that are just taking the piss? Being a decker, don't have that issue. They're normally upstairs right at the back. Can't hear them. Like I say, I don't tend to mind it. What I do tend to mind is we used to have a group that they were inspiring people to be rappers or something, and they'd go upstairs. You could hear the music going boom, boom, boom. Not an issue with that, you know, and I'm attempting to rap to it. What we had an issue with is them doing this on the floor with the feet upstairs because it sounds like a hurricane down here going off. That was an issue, and several times many of us have had to put an end to that. Yeah, exactly. If you like the music, it's fine. It's like when you've got someone arguing really loud on the phone and you can hear, well, I told him to do this, and well, if she hadn't slept with him, you're like, really, do we need to hear this? And you're like, I could tell them to be a bit more quiet, but I want to know what's going on though. It's one of them. Thank you for your super chat. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Cozza19. Thank you very much for your donation. I get those. Yeah, if you're on a single deck, then it's really annoying because you can hear it really loud. But on these, because they all go upstairs, it's not too much of an issue. Some passengers praise it, but 9 times out of 10, the people that don't want to hear it come down. But sometimes, to be honest, I think it's nice to have a bit of music on your travels. We have 1 or 2 passengers that put on the football when the football's on the radio, or put a bit of. I think we had 1 at one point that used to put Radio 1 on or something stupid like that, and I don't mind that because it's a bit for everyone, and it was nice to have the change. But when you've got like 6 different versions going on at once, or just dubstep, it's crap. They won't fit toilets on buses. It won't happen. We do have some awkward and laughable, yeah. Yeah, exactly. If you're going to argue on the phone, we want to hear both sides of it. We want to hear who she slept with and why he's dumped. It's funny. You get that point, don't you? Where you just you get into a conversation, or you'll have 2 people chatting on the bus, and you're like, I want to know what they're on about, and they're going about something completely random and something you're like, they really should not be saying that this loud on the bus, but I want to know what's going on here. Mentors stay with you if you're a brand new driver for 2 weeks. If you had your PSV license, they will stay with you a week. You can request longer, but you're not likely to get it. But 2 weeks is normally fine, to be honest with you. Yes, we do find the same issue. They are very slow off the mark, especially at roundabouts, especially if you're on a hill. The only way we've come to combat that is rev the tits off it with the handbrake and then slowly let the handbrake go. Other than that, yeah, we're finding exactly the same thing. Some of ours now are not that slow off the mark, but most of them are. But yeah, it's an issue that we're all finding with them, unfortunately. I don't mind them when they play. Yeah, exactly, you don't mind it. I have had a crash. I've had 2 accidents that were my fault. Have I? No, I've had 1 accident that was my fault and 1 accident that wasn't my fault. 1 major one. As well as many mirrors being knocked off by Will. What if someone needed a... Well, that's the problem with the councils. That's the problem that we have here in Manchester with the councils. As bus drivers, we have nowhere to go, Lou. So that is a problem. Yeah, that's down to the councils. Yep.
A gentleman is obviously drunk on top. So can you please ensure that we take care if you do it, and also if you do leave your vehicles, can you please make sure that you do take personal belongings with you. Thank you, and so on.
That sounded interesting at first, but never mind, it's not that interesting. Oh, back to the back. Depends on the number of routes. I had mine for 11 shifts. Yeah, well, if you're on Hyde Road, you've got 60 routes. And they don't care how many routes you do. You could do the same few routes in them 2 weeks. It's just one of them. But when I came off my mentor, I found it fine. It was nerve-wracking. My first day off mentor was a 38 private from depot up to Farnworth at that time. And I didn't know where I was going. But I was just going slowly and slowly. And then every now and again, would go past me and it's like, oh look, a 38. Running private up there. I'll follow him. So I just followed them up there. We have B5LH on the MC body up here. They're awful pulling out of junctions, especially when in battery mode. Yeah, well, we don't have the hybrid ones. I don't know. It just seems to be something about this gearbox that makes it quite slow setting off. I know they have a computerized throttle to stop you from accelerating really quickly. But I think they've maybe taken it a bit too far. But there is ways around it. Like I say, you can use the handbrake to get around it. I crashed into 2 parked cars. Thought the gap was big enough. I went through at 25. Yes, the accident, my fault, was roughly the same, but I only hit 1 car, and I only hit his mirror, luckily. The first one was, that was one that was my fault, and the one that wasn't my fault was I went up Major Street getting into Piccadilly because the bollards are up, so you have to go around the houses. And when I passed Booth Street, a car came out of Booth Street at 30 miles an hour and just smashed into my doors. And yeah, that made the bus unserviceable, funny enough. And then, other than that, it was Will pulling up at the side of me, managing to take my mirror off. Will, don't know. Don't know where Will is. Street decks get to top gear by 15. Well, it depends on the gearing ratio, doesn't it? Stagecoach. Yeah, well, you get, no matter what, if you're a brand new driver, you will get a mentor. Doesn't matter which company you're with, because they're not just going to go, right, your first day, there's the bus, there's your ticket machine, you're on your own now, we've trained you, you're on your own. They don't do it. They have to ease you in because they know your nerves are going to be there. Your first day, you've got passengers on, your mind's going to be driving the route and the bus. So, they always put a mentor with people because they know they need it. Some people need it more than others, but yeah. I winner. Yeah, I've never taken a mirror off. I've always had my mirrors taken off. Oh, and I put my mirror through the back of our bus. But again, mirror was fine. My bus was fine. Bus I hit, well, it had my mirror in the back of it. Do you get any? Yeah, of course we do. Well, let's put it this way. The doors were open when he finished because they were no longer attached to the bus. Yeah. But I can't really say that much about it. I've got photographs of it, but I can't show you because it's accident damage and we're not allowed to. But yeah, it's just, yeah, he made a mincemeat of the bus, absolute mincemeat of it. His mum wasn't too impressed, no doubt, when he rang you home and went, "Mum, I've smashed your car up." I had my mentor for a week and knew all the routes, and I was pretty confident with my mentor. It was the routes that sort of got me a bit. The ticket machine wasn't an issue. It's just knowing where people wanted to go, because people give strange descriptions to where they want to go, and you're like, "Where's that? What's it near?" It's near the Aston. Right, I know exactly what you mean. And tonight people will get on and go, "My house." Well, that's £2.50 that, please. Yeah, well, that's the problem, because Hyde Road operates a vast area. I mean, we operate Partington, Flixton, the Trafford Centre, Stockport, Little Hulton, Oldham, and Hattersley, G Cross. We operate such a large area. It's quite nerve-wracking in a way because you've got such a large area to learn. But you get used to it. I still have no idea. When they're on the radio shouting out route descriptions for diversions, you're like, "Where's that?" You know, even to this day on some routes that even the areas I know, they shout out diversions, you go, "Not got a clue," and they go, and you turn left at the 409. I know exactly where you mean now. It's knowing where unknown places are, that's the hard bit. Yes, it is. Knowing where unknown places are, yeah. Oh, and we do Woodford as well. It's the other area we cover. So we do, it's, if you look at all them in Google Maps, it's a vast area. Now mine was running private. The one that was my fault was running private back to town. Back to depot. And the van came at me and I thought I had enough room. Technically, in my defence, the front half of the bus went through the gap. The back half of the bus, however, clipped the guy's mirror. So it wasn't quite big enough. Aye, hello the Yorkshire bus driver. I went all Irish then. Yeah, I'm terrible with road names. They'd be shouting it out. Turn left onto Mosfet and you're like, where are all these roads? Where's this diversion going here? You know, where does it even start? Especially on the 38, because we only do one route and the entire road name is Manchester Road the entire way. And you go, when you get to Manchester Road, you turn left onto the A6, left, and you're like, where on earth is this street name? Or when people argue with the ticket machine or try and out their bank cards into the yeah. They're endlessly trying to put the bank cards in the ticket machine at the moment, thinking we accept card and chip and pin and... Yeah. Yeah, road names, absolutely useless. When you do, on the school buses, on the running board, they list all the road names that they go down. To me, that's looking like kryptonite, because you go, Yew Tree Lane, onto Ashnold Road, Gorton Road, and you're like, where on earth is this going? Then eventually you get to the point and you go, oh, it's a 219. Why couldn't they just have you where you go down to the pub, you turn left, you do a 345, when you get to the roundabout, you turn left, and then you do a 219. That's easy. They should and shouldn't. Really, buses and local town services, the driver should know where they're going. But obviously, when they're on a diversion, it doesn't help. That's why we all have to pull over, get out of the cab and start looking at our phones going, Google Maps. Yes, I know where that is now. We know where we're going. Don't know how road names, just not exactly. That is why when people ask us the road names, you go, I don't know. You go, well, you should know, you're the driver. Yeah, and I know where the bus goes. It goes down this road, it turns right, goes right to the end, and then turns left after Salford Crescent and follows it all the way up the A6 to Salford Precinct, and we go round some roundabouts and we follow it all the way up then to Little Houghton. We know exactly where we're going. Don't quite know what the road name is. You do pick the road names up after a while, or certain road names will ring a bell, but yeah, still take forever. And unfortunately, guys, we better start saying our goodbyes because I'm going to have to go very shortly because it's 2 minutes past midnight. I said I weren't staying on for another half an hour. It's 2 minutes past bloody midnight. I've enjoyed the chatting. I'm going to have to set up my GoPros now. So I'm going to have to go because when I do go, it's going to cut you off. So I can look at my GoPros and set them all up. So I've enjoyed chatting to you. We'll be doing it again very shortly. If you're not on Patreon, then this is your place where you can donate if you wish. If you want to subscribe for Patreon, then please do. I'm sure people will tell you it's enjoying it. And don't forget to check out the other bus drivers as well. So, we'll see you later.